O'Shea Jackson, born June 15, 1969, known professionally as Ice Cube, is an American rapper, songwriter, actor, and film producer. His efforts on N.W.A.'s 1989 album Straight Outta Compton contributed to gangster rap's popularity, and his political rap solo albums America's Most Wanted 1990, Death Certificate 1991, and The Predator 1992 were all critically and commercially successful. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a member of N.W.A. in 2016. A native of Los Angeles, Ice Cube formed his first rap group called CIA in 1986. In 1987, with Eazy-E and Dr. Dre, he formed the gangster rap group N.W.A. As its lead rapper, Ice Cube also wrote most of the lyrics on Straight Outta Compton, a landmark album that shaped West Coast hip-hop's early violent and controversial identity and helped differentiate it from East Coast rap. After a monetary dispute over the group's management by Eazy-E and Jerry Heller, Ice Cube left N.W.A. in late 1989 and embarked on a solo career, releasing 11 albums, with 7 charting within the top 10 on the U.S. Billboard 200. His singles Straight Outta Compton, It Was a Good Day, Check Yourself, You Know How We Do It, Bop Gun, One Nation, Pushin' Weight, and You Can Do It all charted in the top 40 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100. Ice Cube has also had an active film career since the early 1990s. His first acting role was in the Hood film Boys in the Hood, 1991, named after a 1987 N.W.A. song he wrote. He also co-wrote and starred in the 1995 comedy film Friday, which spawned a franchise and reshaped his public image into an actor. He made his directorial debut with the 1998 film The Players Club and also produced and curated the film's accompanying soundtrack. His film credits, including the comedies Three Kings, 1999, The Barber Shop and Are We There Yet franchises, 21 Jump Street, 2012, 22 Jump Street, Ride Along, both 2014, and Ride Along 2, 2016. He has also appeared in the XXX franchise, 2005 to 2017, the crime drama Rampart, 2012, the animated fantasy The Book of Life, 2014, and the thriller War of the Worlds, 2025. Ice Cube has also acted as executive producer, including for the 2015 biopic Straight Outta Compton. Early life Jackson as a high school senior in 1987, O'Shea Jackson was born in Los Angeles on June 15, 1969, to hospital clerk and custodian Doris and machinist and UCLA groundskeeper Hosea Jackson. He has an older brother, and they had a half-sister who was murdered when Cube was 12. He is a cousin of fellow rappers Del the Funky Homo Sapien and Cam. He grew up on Van Wyck Street in the Westmont section of South Los Angeles. In 9th grade at George Washington Preparatory High School in Los Angeles, Cube began writing raps after being challenged by his friend Kiddo in typewriting class. Kiddo lost. He has said that his stage name came from his older brother, who threatened to slam him into a freezer and pull him out when he was an ice cube. Cube also attended William Howard Taft High School in the Woodland Hills area of Los Angeles. He was bused 40 miles, 64 kilometers, to the suburban school from his home in a high-crime neighborhood. In Q3 of 1987, soon after he wrote and recorded a few locally successful rap songs with N.W.A., he enrolled at the Phoenix Institute of Technology, Phoenix, Arizona. In 1988, with a diploma in architectural drafting, he returned to Los Angeles and rejoined N.W.A., but kept a career in architecture drafting as a backup plan. Music career. Early work. In 1986, at the age of 16, Ice Cube began rapping in the trio CIA, but soon joined the newly formed rap group N.W.A. He was N.W.A.'s lead rapper and main ghostwriter on its official debut album, 1989's Straight Outta Compton. Due to a financial dispute, he left the group by the start of 1990. During 1990, his debut solo album, America's Most Wanted, found him also leading a featured rap group, Da Lench Mob. Meanwhile, he helped develop the rapper Yo-Yo. 1986. CIA. With friend Sir Jinx, Ice Cube formed the rap group CIA and performed at parties hosted by Dr. Dre. Since 1984, Dre had been a member of a popular DJ crew, the world-class Wreckin' Crew, which by 1985 was also performing and recording electro rap. Dre had Cube help write the Wreckin' Crew's hit song, Cabbage Patch. Dre also joined Cube on a side project, a duo called Stereo Crew, which made a 12-inch record, She's a Skag, released on Epic Records in 1986. In 1987, CIA released the Dr. Dre-produced single, My Posse. Meanwhile, the Wreckin' Crew's home base was the Eve After Dark nightclub, about a quarter of a mile outside of the city of Compton in Los Angeles County. While Dre was on the turntable, Ice Cube would rap, often parodying other artists' songs. In one instance, Cube's rendition was My Penis, parodying Run DMC's My Adidas. In 2015, the nightclub's co-owner and Wreckin' leader Alonzo Williams would recall feeling his reputation damaged by this and asking it not to be repeated. 1986 to 1990. N.W.A. main article. N.W.A. poster for one of N.W.A.'s first concerts at a Compton skating rink. 1988. At 16, Cube sold his first song to Eric Wright, soon dubbed Eazy-E, who was forming Ruthless Records and the musical team N.W.A., based in Compton, California. Himself from South Central Los Angeles, Cube would be N.W.A.'s only core member not born in Compton. Upon the success of the song Boys in the Hood, written by Cube, produced by Dre, and rapped by Eazy-E, helping establish gangsta rap in California, Eazy focused on developing N.W.A., which soon gained MC Ren. Cube wrote some of Dre's and nearly all of Eazy's lyrics on N.W.A.'s official debut album Straight Outta Compton, released in January 1989. Yet by the end of the year, Cube questioned his compensation and N.W.A.'s management by Jerry Heller. Cube also wrote most of Eazy-E's debut album, Eazy Does It. He received a total pay of $32,000, and the contract that Heller presented in 1989 did not confirm that he was officially an N.W.A. member. After leaving the group in January 1990, Cube sued Heller, and the lawsuit was later settled out of court. In response, N.W.A. members attacked Cube on the 1990 EP 100 Miles and Running, and on N.W.A.'s next and final album, Niggers for Life, in 1991. 1990 to 1993. Early solo career, AmeriKKKa's Most Wanted, Death Certificate, and The Predator. In early 1990, Ice Cube recorded his debut solo album, AmeriKKKa's Most Wanted, in New York with iconic rap group Public Enemy's production team, The Bomb Squad. Arriving in May 1990, it was an instant hit, further swelling rap's mainstream integration. Controversial nonetheless, it drew accusations of misogyny and racism. The album introduces Ice Cube's affirmation of black nationalism and ideology of black struggle. Cube appointed Yo-Yo, a female rapper and guest on the album, to be the head of his record label and helped produce her debut album, Make Way for the Motherlode. Also in 1990, Cube followed up with an EP, Kill at Will, critically acclaimed, and rap's first EP certified platinum. His second album, Death Certificate, was released in 1991. The album was thought to be more focused, yet even more controversial, triggering accusations of anti-white, anti-Semitic, and misogynistic content. The album was split into two themes: the death side, a vision of where we are today, and the life side, a vision of where we need to go. The track No Vaseline scathingly retorts insults directed at him by N.W.A.'s 1990 EP and 1991 album, which call him a traitor. Besides calling for hanging Eazy-E as a house nigga, the track blames N.W.A.'s manager, Jerry Heller, for exploiting the group, mentions that he is a Jew, and calls for his murder. Ice Cube contended that he mentioned Heller's ethnicity merely incidentally, not to premise attack, but as news media mentioned non-white assailants' races. The track Black Korea, also deemed racist, was also thought as foreseeing the 1992 Los Angeles riots. While controversial, Death Certificate broadened his audience. He toured with Lollapalooza in 1992. A ticket from a 1993 Ice Cube concert in Omaha, Nebraska. Cube's third album, The Predator, was released in November 1992. Referring to the 1992 Los Angeles riots, the song Wicked opens, April 29 was power to the people, and we might just see a sequel. The Predator was the first album ever to debut at #1 on both the R&B/hip-hop and pop charts.
Singles include It Was a Good Day and Check Yourself, songs having a two-part music video. Generally drawing critical praise, the album is his most successful commercially, over 3 million copies sold in the US. After this album, Cube's rap audience severely diminished and never regained the prominence of his first 3 albums.
During this time, Cube began to have numerous features on other artists' songs. In 1992, Cube appeared on Del the Funky Homo Sapiens' debut album, I Wish My Brother George Was Here, on Dal Lynchmob's debut, Gorillas in the Mist, which he also produced, and on the Cool G Rap and DJ Polo song, Two to the Head. In 1993, he worked on Calm's debut album and collaborated with Ice-T on the track Last Words on Tupac's album Strictly For My Nigaz. 1993 to 1998, Lethal Injection and forming West Side Connection. Cube's 4th album, Lethal Injection, came out in late 1993. Here, Cube borrowed from the then popular G-Funk popularized by Dr. Dre. Although not received well by critics, the album brought successful singles, including Really Dough, Bop Gun One Nation, You Know How We Do It, and What Can I Do? After this album, Ice Cube effectively lost his rap audience. Following Lethal Injection, Cube focused on films and producing albums of other rappers, including Dal Lynchmob, Mac 10, Mr. Short Cop, and Caution. In 1994, Cube teamed with one-time N.W.A. group mate Dr. Dre, who was then leading rap's G-Funk subgenre, for the first time since Cube had left the group, and which had disbanded upon Dre's 1991 departure. The result was the Cube and Dre song Natural Born Killers on the Murder Was the Case soundtrack, released by Dre's then new label, Death Row Records. In 1995, Cube joined Mac 10 and WC in forming a side trio, the West Side Connection. Feeling neglected by East Coast media, a long-standing issue in rap's bi-coastal rivalry, the group aimed to reinforce West pride and resonate with the undervalued. The West Side Connection's first album, Bow Down, 1996, featured tracks like Bow Down and Gangsters Make the World Go Round that reflected the group's objectives. The album was certified platinum by year's end. Interpreting rapper Common's song, I Used to Love Her, as a diss of West Coast rap, Cube and the West Side Connection briefly feuded with him, but they resolved amicably in 1997. It was also at this time that Cube began collaborating outside the rap genre. In 1997, he worked with David Bowie and Nine Inch Nails singer Trent Reznor on a remix of Bowie's I'm Afraid of Americans. In 1998, Cube was featured on the band Korn's song Children of the Corn and joined them on their Family Values Tour 1998. 1998 to 2000, War and Peace Vol. 1 and 2, and West Side Connection Reunion in November 1998, Cube released his long-awaited 5th solo album War and Peace Volume 1, The War Disc. The delayed 6th album, Volume 2, arrived in 2000. These albums feature the West Side Connection and a reunion with his old N.W.A. members Dr. Dre and MC Ren. Cube also received a return favor from Korn as they appeared on his song Fuck Dying from Volume 1. Many fans maintained that these two albums, especially the second, were lesser in quality to his earlier work. In 2000, Cube also joined Dr. Dre, Eminem, and Snoop Dogg for the Up in Smoke tour. In 2002, Cube appeared on British DJ Paul Oakenfold's solo debut album, Bunka, on the track Get 'Em Up. Released in 2003, West Side Connection's second album, Terrorist Threats, fared well critically, but saw lesser sales. Gangsta Nation, featuring Nate Dogg, the only single released, was a radio hit. After a rift between Cube and Mac 10 about Cube's film work minimizing the group's touring, the West Side Connection disbanded in 2005. In 2004, Cube featured on the song Real Nigga Roll Call by Lil Jon and the East Side Boys, the then leaders of rap's crunk subgenre. 2006 to 2012, Laugh Now, Cry Later, Raw Footage, and I Am the West. In 2006, Cube released his 7th solo album, Laugh Now, Cry Later, selling 144,000 units in the first week. Lil Jon and Scott Storch produced the lead single, Why We Thugs. In October, Ice Cube was honored at VH1's annual Hip Hop Honors and performed it and also the track Go to Church. Cube soon toured globally in the Straight Outta Compton tour, accompanied by rapper W.C. from the West Side Connection, playing in America, Europe, Australia, and Japan. Amid Cube's many features and brief collaborations, September 2007 brought In the Movies, a compilation album of Ice Cube songs on soundtracks. Cube's 8th studio album, Raw Footage, arrived on August 19, 2008, yielding the singles Gangsta Rap Made Me Do It and Do Your Thing. Also in 2008, Cube helped on Tech 99's song Black Boy and was featured on the Game's song State of Emergency. As a fan of the NFL football team the Raiders, Cube released in October 2009 a tribute song, Raider Nation. In 2009, Ice Cube performed at the Gathering of the Juggalos and returned to perform at the 2011 festival. Ice Cube performing at Metro City Concert Club in October 2010. On September 28, 2010, his 9th solo album, I Am the West, arrived with, Cube says, a direction different from any one of his other albums. Its producers include West Coast veterans like DJ Quick, Dr. Dre, E.A.Ski, and, after nearly 20 years, again Cube's one-time CIA group mate, Sir Jinx. Offering the single, I Representative That West, the album debuted at number 22 on the Billboard 200 and sold 22,000 copies in its first week. Also in 2010, Cube signed up-and-coming recording artist named Seven Trey the Ghost, deemed likely to be either skipped or given the cookie-cutter treatment by most record companies. In 2011, Cube featured on Daz Dillinger's song Is You Ready to Die and on DJ Quick's song Boogie Till You Conk Out. In 2012, Ice Cube recorded a verse for a remix of the Insane Clown Posse song Chris Benoit from ICP's The Mighty Death Pop album, appearing on the album Mike E. Clark's Extra Pop Emporium. In September 2012, during Pepsi's NFL Anthems campaign, Cube released his second Raiders anthem, Come and Get It, 2012 present, Everything's Corrupt, Mount Westmore, Man Down, and Man Up, Ice Cube in 2014. In November 2012, Cube released more details on his forthcoming 10th studio album, Everything's Corrupt. Releasing its title track near the 2012 elections, he added, You know, this record is for the political heads. But the album's release was delayed. On February 10, 2014, iTunes brought another single from it, Sick Them Young'uns on 'Em, and a music video followed the next day. Despite a couple of more song releases, the album's release was delayed even beyond Cube's work on the 2015 film Straight Outta Compton. After a statement setting release to 2017, the album finally arrived on December 7, 2018. In 2014, Cube appeared on MC Ren's remix Rebel Music, their first collaboration since the N.W.A. reunion in 2000. In 2020, Cube joined rappers Snoop Dogg, E40, Too Short, and formed the supergroup Mount Westmore. The group's debut album was released on June 7, 2022. Throughout early 2024, Ice Cube toured across Canada as part of his Straight Into Canada tour. Ice Cube's 11th studio album and his first new album in 6 years, Man Down, was released on November 22, 2024. The album was preceded by the singles It's My Ego, Egomaniacs, featuring Busta Rhymes and Killer Mike, and So Sensitive. On August 29, 2025, Ice Cube announced that his 12th studio album, Man Up, would be released in 2025 and will be preceded by the first single, Before Hip Hop, on September 5, 2025. Film and television career. Ice Cube in 2024. Since 1991, Ice Cube has acted in nearly 40 films, several of which are highly regarded. Some of them, such as the 1992 thriller Trespass and the 1999 war comedy Three Kings, highlight action. Yet most are comedies, including a few adult-oriented ones, like the Friday franchise, whereas most of these are family-friendly, like the Barbershop franchise. Narrative. John Singleton's seminal film Boys in the Hood, released in July 1991, debuted the actor Ice Cube playing Doughboy, a persona that Cube played convincingly. Later, Cube starred with Ice-T and Bill Paxton in Walter Hill's 1992 thriller film Trespass, and in Charles Burnett's 1995 film The Glass Shield. Meanwhile, Cube declined to co-star with Janet Jackson in Singleton's 1993 romance Poetic Justice, a role that Tupac Shakur then played. Cube starred as the university student Fudge in Singleton's 1995 film Higher Learning. Singleton, encouraging Cube, had reportedly told him, "If you can write a record, you can write a movie." Cube co-wrote the screenplay for the 1995 comedy Friday, based on adult themes, and starred in it with comedian Chris Tucker. Made with $3.5 million, Friday drew $28 million worldwide. Two sequels, Next Friday and Friday After Next, were respectively released in 2000 and 2002. In 1997, playing a South African exile to America who returns 15 years later, Cube starred in the action thriller Dangerous Ground and had a supporting role in Anaconda. In 1998, Riding Again, the director Ice Cube debuted in The Players Club. In 1999, he starred alongside George Clooney and Mark Wahlberg as a staff sergeant in Three Kings, set in the immediate aftermath of the Gulf War, whereby the United States attacked Iraq in 1990, an intelligent war comedy critically acclaimed. In 2002, Cube starred in Kevin Bray's All About the Benjamins and in Tim Story's comedy film Barbershop. In 2004, Cube played in Barbershop 2 and Torque. The next year, he replaced Vin Diesel in the second installment of the XXX film series, XXX State of the Union, as the main protagonist, which he reprises the character in the third installment and reunited with Diesel 12 years later, XXX Return of Xander Cage. He also appeared in the family comedy Are We There Yet?, which premised his role in its 2007 sequel, Are We Done Yet? In 2012, Cube appeared in 21 Jump Street. He also appeared in its sequel, 22 Jump Street, in 2014. That year, and then to return in 2016, he played alongside comedian Kevin Hart in two more Tim Story films, Ride Along and Ride Along 2. Also in 2016, Cube returned for the third entry in the Barbershop series. And in 2017, Cube starred with Charlie Day in the comedy Fist Fight. In October 2021, Ice Cube was set to star in the comedy film Oh Hell No, now titled Step Dude, alongside Jack Black, but left the project after refusing to get vaccinated for COVID-19. The project would have paid him $9 million. Documentary. In late 2005, Ice Cube and R.J. Cutler co-created the six-part documentary series Black, White, carried by cable network FX. Ice Cube and basketball star LeBron James paired up to pitch a one-hour special to ABC based on James's life. On May 11, 2010, ESPN aired Cube's directed documentary Straight Outta L.A., examining the interplay of Los Angeles sociopolitics, hip-hop, and the Raiders during the 1980s into the 1990s. Serial television, Ice Cube's Are We There? Series premiered on TBS on June 2, 2010. It revolves around a family adjusting to the matriarch's new husband, played by Terry Crews. On August 16th, the show was renewed for 90 more episodes, amounting to 6 seasons. Cube also credits Tyler Perry for his entree to TBS. In front of the television cameras, Cube appeared with Elmo as a 2014 guest on the PBS children's show Sesame Street. Personal life. In 1990, a musical associate in the rap group Public Enemy introduced Cube to the Nation of Islam, N.W.A. He converted to Islam, though he denied membership in the N.W.A, whose ideology against white people, and especially Jews, led to its categorization as a hate group by the Southern Poverty Law Center. However, he readily adopted the group's ideology of black nationalism, a concept familiar to the hip-hop community. He nevertheless has claimed to listen to his own conscience as a natural Muslim, claiming to do so because it's just him and God. In 2012, he expressed support for same-sex marriage. In 2017, he said that he thinks religion is stupid in part, and explained, "I'm going to live a long life, and I might change religions 3 or 4 times before I die. I'm on the Islam tip, but I'm on the Christian tip too. I'm on the Buddhist tip as well. Everyone has something to offer to the world."
Ice Cube has been married to Kimberly Woodruff since April 26, 1992. They have 4 children together. Their oldest son, O'Shea Jackson Jr., born 1991, portrayed him in the film Straight Outta Compton.
When asked about the balance between his music and parenting in 2005, Cube discussed teaching his children to question the value of violence depicted in all media, not just song lyrics. Through his son O'Shea Jackson Jr., Ice Cube became a grandfather in August 2017. In 2017, he launched Big 3, a 3-on-3 basketball league starring former NBA players. Ice Cube is a notable fan of the Las Vegas Raiders, originally supporting the team during their tenure in Los Angeles from 1982 to 1994. N.W.A's use of Raiders memorabilia in conjunction with the team's historically